correct me if I'm wrong, but the Starcaster, this one we're talking about, somehow along the way inspired this Ad Astra 10 that we're going to dive into. Is that kind of where this idea began, I guess, to do a limited run with different media rights and such?
Well, that came up in the Zoom call that we had when we started talking about the whole concept. So back in March of this year, early March, Schultz called me and said, "Hey, I think Tom wants to do a guitar thing with you. Are you down?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'm down. You know, this should be fun." So he set it up, and Carrie, his sister, had set up the Zoom call, and so we just shot a bunch of ideas around for a little while, throwing out different, things that we'd done kind of in the past or what we could do, you know. And I said, well, what if we, do the meteorite dust thing? Since this is to the stars, it's, your 10th anniversary, we could get 10 different meteorite dust mixed in there. And, I could spray them on the guitars and kind of do the stripe and asterisk thing, just like your To the Stars guitar. And he loved it. And then he kind of came up with the idea of doing each one a different color.
Mm.
And that's where, that's where it kind of started getting a little, cool and crazy. Like, okay, there's going to be 10 of these and they're all going to be different colors. How's the meteorite dust going to show up on some of these? So then we had, a bunch of color, mock-ups done with a bunch of different colors. And, they sorted through and picked out which colors they liked the best and went from there.
Oh my gosh. So it did start as like an idea to do 10 super unique ones.
Yeah, just 10 custom guitars for the fans, done by Tom and I as something for, because people have been asking for things like that, and so like I said, my normal job isn't to make production guitars or do custom guitars for other people. So this is kind of a one once in a lifetime opportunity to get something that I had my hands on, you know, with Tom,
Yeah, man. Dude, they're
just
so
as a
rad.
collab.
So the Ad Astra 10 drops on Black Friday. Hoping to get this episode out before that, but we shall see. Depending on when you're watching it, it's either already out or it's coming out. So there's 10 of these. They're one of one. My understanding is it's a retail Starcaster. So did they ship you 10 just, I guess, shell pink ones, or did they send you like blank bodies? How did you get them?
They sent me just 10 white ones straight out of the box. I had to get them into the shop, take them completely apart, disassemble everything, and then prep bodies for paint. All the bodies went through our custom shop paint process, and so they're all custom shop painted, just like Tom's guitars were. And then once the guitars were painted, I took everything home, and that's when I started doing all the stars and the asterisk and the stripes. And after that was done, that's when I got the meteorite stuff mixed up and shot everything with the meteorite dust. After that was done, shot a final clear coat on the whole thing, and after those were dry, I reassembled them, packed them up, and drove them down to Tom's house.
Oh my gosh. So the bodies, it's interesting to know that they started out as just 10 white ones. Were they stripped or is it still white underneath? Did you go over it?
It's still white underneath.
Interesting. Okay. So these are taken apart. They're painted with, it sounds like Tom had input on the 10 colors, which is rad. Some of which, I guess all of which are probably just custom colors, it sounded like, even like the Capri Orange and such.
Yep.
Okay.
So we got like a dark pink, kind of like this. The dark shell pink is kind of like a bubble gummy pink almost.
Yeah, it looks
And then you
sick.
got the gray and the army green. Some of the basic colors.
So then there's a custom knob. I love how Tom just loves like a red dot. I don't know if anybody's seen the Seinfeld episode, but there's a there's an episode called The Red Dot that is one of my favorites. But I love how he gravitates towards just a single red dot. It looks so rad. So they sent you that, right? Or you guys had it?
We had them for the John Five guitars. Get the red knob.
Oh,
And so
interesting.
in the Zoom meeting, I said, we can put the red knob on these too. And they're like, yeah. So,
It's a nice little touch to it for sure.
yep.
So you set these up, and is there anything, I guess, additionally that you did to them that maybe didn't happen off of a factory run?
I did sand the back of the necks down, to make them satin versus the
Okay.
gloss. So
Is that
I just
something
think
that
that I think
Tom,
that I think those feel better.
is that something that Tom prefers? Like, are his done like that?
Yeah, all his are sanded down in the back as well.
Okay. So they've got the custom knob, they've got the sanded down back, custom paint, the stripe and the asterisk. Somebody had asked, is that painted on? Is that taped on and sealed?
Nope, those are painted on.
Rad.
So yeah, I
Okay.
hand painted all those with the well spray paint.
And then there's 10 meteorite samples. So provided with these, or are these from your collection?
These are from my collection, and then I reached out to one of my meteorite friends that I've got a few friends that are meteorite dealers and hunters and finders and things like that. So I reached out to one of them, and he helped hook it up with a couple things that I could make the meteorite dust more have more meteorite dust to play with. So
Okay. And so these are grinded up, it seems, or smashed in some capacity. Are all 10 mixed together in one, or is there one per
correct,
guitar?
correct. They're all mixed. All 10 are mixed in together. So you get all 10 meteorite samples on your guitar.
Interesting. Okay. And so those are mixed together with a coat, and then the coat is applied. And when I did a video on this the other day, I didn't know if it was burnt or a part of the paint job, but there are certain parts of these that are a little bit darker. And to me, I guess you had sent me a message saying that that's part of the meteorite
Right.
dust or
That
whatever
is the
kind of
meteorite
showing.
dust. So
Okay.
like on the gray, the black, the green, being that those are darker colored bodies, I had to get a little creative in order to kind of get some meteorite dust to show on those since the dust is so dark. So that's why you see like the gray gets a little bit heavier of a dust. The black gets the white overspray first, and then the meteorite dust, and the green one as well
Oh my
has a little bit of
gosh.
gray in there.
So you get these things put together, and at that point, did you know that Tom was gonna like doodle on them at that point or no?
Well, I wasn't quite sure what his whole plan was when I was doing these. I knew that he was going to sign them eventually, and we were going to get together and take pictures with him. But I had no idea that he had planned on doing the doodles or anything like that on them at the time. And it was basically just once we got down there, he just kind of like we had them all lined out in that big circle you've seen the pictures of, and he just kind of picked one up and grabbed a sharpie and just did his thing on it.
I love it. So you're done with them. You literally just drive them all to Tom's. He takes a look at them. I mean, he had to be stoked, right? I'm assuming.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah.
Yeah, because they look killer, and I mean, it's such a good blend of your creativity and then his imagination. I mean, it just looks like a perfect combination. He starts doodling on them, which, dude, like some of those doodles just crack me up, man. They're hilarious.
It was
Um,
hilarious too. At first, my first thought was the first one he starts drawing right over the asterisk and the stripe. I'm like, well, so much for all the work that I did.
all that work on it. Yeah, it's interesting because somebody had asked it, and to me, it seemed like it, if they were doodled on before they were sealed or after. So it seems like after, right?
It was after, yes,
Okay, because when you brought them to them, I mean, they were done from your perspective. Um,
right.
yeah, it's
I don't
it.
really have much concern about if you play these guitars, the signatures and the drawings really aren't in a spot your arm or anything like that's going to be wearing away at. I mean, if you're playing live every night with it, then yeah, you might see some wear, just like Tom's guitars do. But I doubt anybody's gonna be playing these live night after night after night after night. But feel free to jam on them. They're fun to jam on. Like you got a cool guitar, might as well jam on it, right?
Yeah, I know it's interesting to me, like for folks who are picking it up, are they picking it up to just have on display as an art piece, a high-end collectible, or are they playing it to jam, or a little bit of both? But you're
Right.
right. I don't think anybody's going to be out gigging with it. I wouldn't think, maybe, but yeah, it's pretty rad. Yeah, I mean, as far as the overall project, do you have a favorite of the 10?
Not exactly. I mean, I kind of like them all in their own little respects. They all have their own character, and you know, like you said, each one's different. So it's like it's hard for me to pick a favorite. It's all just a cool creation.
I know they each of them just has their own little unique personality. I think if I had to pick, I think that black one you did, man, is so killer, dude. Like that's my favorite. But I will say, if you're in it for like the doodle side of it and displaying the black on black, that doodle is a little bit hard to see. Like when I first saw it, I actually thought it was a black splatter, which looked
In
rad.
person, it looks really good.
Okay. So from that perspective, I mean, I don't know if that, if that's folks' favorite, if that would maybe make them pick a different one if they want the doodle to pop a little bit more. But dude, that black one is hands down my favorite. And then I think the gray one is my second. And then that Capri orange, man, especially with how he turned that into like a little stoner plant, was killing me.
Yeah, it's
It's
great.
so good. So 10 of these, they drop on Black Friday to tothestars.media. And I suspect it's going to be a bloodbath, man. I think folks have the opportunity to kind of hone in on each one. Like to me, it looks like you can select
Right.
which one you want and want to go for. And I recommended folks have a backup in mind because I think they're going to fly.
I don't think you're going to have time to make a backup decision.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I
I
mean,
can
it's,
only imagine the anxiety of like waiting to hit that button. It's like
dude,
when I bid on a meteorite at the very last second, like that anxiety, like, oh my gosh, am I going to win this or not?
I know it's going to be crazy, man. I'm so stoked for folks to get these in hand. My main thing is like, I just hope they end up in the hands of true fans and not like bots and
Right.
resellers and that bullshit.
That's what I'm hoping for as well.
Cool,
I
dude.
think it'll make for a cool collectible for somebody.
For sure, dude. Yeah. So tag the pod if you get one, tag Brian if you get one. We can't wait to see them.